Begins another episode of the Inspired Disorder Podcast with our hosts, Ray Taylor and Keith. Disorder starts now.
Sometimes I get so caught up in
fade all the way out of my name.
I'm like, yeah, I was like,
Taylor
what?
and Keith.
I was like, what is happening? And then my finger's like way too high on the little effects pad thing. This shit happens, Keith. I don't know what to tell you. Keith Spurlock 1 on Twitter, co-host of the Inspired Disorder Podcast.
Fucking better.
There you go. I'll make up for it, Keith. Jesus Christ. What type of chapstick would you like me to wear while I suck?
Fucking fade my name out again and I'll kill you, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, let's not make threats, bro. Peace.
In fact, I think we should change it to our host, Keith Spurlock and Ray Taylor.
Whoa. First off, who the fuck told you to start thinking? That's not kosher. And second of all, I mean,
Alphabetical order, bro.
oh, alphabetical order. Okay.
Alphabetical order.
Well, I guess I'll just go by my real name then, AAA Ray Taylor. So beat that, bitch.
I'm going by last name, alphabetical order, motherfucker.
I was saying it. Thought we were saying like class word. I did last name first. That's what I'm saying. AAA is at the end of everything. Ray Taylor AAA. I mean, it's a ridiculous name, so you can put it wherever and it just works. It's the disability for line cutting of naming podcasts. It's how we roll, bro. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to exist in this world where my name's before yours. On what's clearly your show, apparently. I mean, I
don't want to live in a world like that.
I know. I clearly tell. So somebody's dying, I think. I don't know.
It could be you.
Could be me.
It could be you.
I mean, it could be both of us. That would be a
Actually,
bummer.
once we move in, I'm actually planning on just murdering you and then doing the podcast as like a Weekend at Bernie's type thing.
All right. Okay.
Which I think could be like, I mean, it's a new direction, but I think it'll really work. I don't think anyone's done that. It's original.
I mean, it's not original. It's a take on a nostalgic property, Weekend at Bernie's, but it hasn't been done.
It's an original podcast.
Yeah, it hasn't been done in the podcast form. I mean, first off, most podcasts are audio, so maybe
I'm just gonna take a bunch of old things that you've said and make like a soundboard, and then I'll just make you say fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And I'll have like strings and pulleys to move your arms up and down.
I mean, so you're gonna get really productive after you kill me, then. You're gonna be doing
it's
like soundboards,
three-step plan.
Soundboards, puppeteering.
Learn all I can about podcasting and that computer stuff from you. Mm-hmm. Once I have your knowledge, kill you, and then use you as a prop.
Yeah, but you're like a bad fucking Bond villain. You're like telling me your whole to-do list.
So outlandish, you won't believe me until I actually do it. And I'm sure my last words will be like, "Told you, bro."
And be like, I can't even say, arf. I'll just have like a little thought bubble of Charlie Brown going to kick a football. It's like, God damn it.
He did tell me. Damn it.
Keith made me believe in the football. There is no football. Yeah.
All right, so maybe I won't Weekend at Bernie's, yeah. But it's still, I mean, it's
a great idea. A lot of work.
It's on the shelf. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on the shelf for now.
I'm glad to know we both have backup plans if either of us die. It's strange that I become the puppet. Keith just wants to get up in me. It's like, I don't know what hole you're going to use. There's only one in that area.
Still your podcast, so I don't think I could do it without you. So I just have to keep you in like some weird stasis too.
What are some
I'm gonna have to embalm you.
Are there things that I say? What would be like that you could think of? Are there things that I say that would be number one go-tos for the soundboard? I don't know. I don't.
Bam.
Bam. Well, okay. It's a
Uh,
good. You have probably a few.
Bangarang.
I don't use that one as much anymore. But yeah, these are just starts to the podcast, though.
And then I would just record, or I would cut out a bunch of the times where you'd start trying to say something.
Okay.
And just stutter over your words over and over, and then I'll just interrupt and then continue on.
New listeners will think like you edit it to like be a remix, but it's like no, that was original. nobody can fuck up talking as much as Ray did. I mean, he still does it. Listen, this is
He's still doing it.
This is all new shit. Don't listen. Don't subscribe. Don't go back into past episodes. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you gonna do? I mean, maybe we'll get some success after my death. I mean,
that's usually how artists roll, right?
I was trying to not to fall into the stereotype. You know, I was trying to blaze my own path. But if death is how this thing has to work, then you know.
Oh man, to make it even better, like at least for you and your paintings, I'll like cut your ear off after I kill you, just so you'd be like Van Gogh-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you
I mean,
have to
look,
like.
He's that hardcore about his art that he sent his ear to a prostitute.
Yeah, that's true. The prostitute. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to postpone the announcement of my death, right? Because you can't have that coming out.
Oh, I'm not going to tell anyone you're dead.
Yeah. Okay. So you're
already not planning on working. It's not like anyone from a job's going to miss you. You don't tweet a whole lot, so no one's even going to really notice.
It is weird.
I'll keep up the Inspired Disorder page. I'm sure I'll figure out your password eventually and just get into your Twitter and post shit every once in a while.
Just all of a sudden, you're going to know how to use computers and shit. No, I get it, man. Listen, before we started this podcast, I'm like, I don't know if I've talked to anybody since the last episode. Like, I mean, aside from cashiers that are like, this is how much you owe. Did you find everything all right? You know, so nothing new there, but I don't think I've spoken to anybody.
That's why this is going to be the easiest murder to get away with.
I mean, I've spoken to people in
you don't
digital
even have
form.
family, bro. No one's looking for you.
I mean, Keith, I don't mind if you kill me. I don't need other people to be plotting. It's like, oh, easy target. Easy target. I mean, the podcast will end. I just got to start putting out a lot of shit so at least people will know.
You might be easier to kill than a drifter, man.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, come on, Keith. So I'm worth something.
Well,
less than a drifter.
You'll always be my little buddy, man. Cool.
You'll be my little hobo.
Forever.
That nobody knows
about. Be in the corner of the room, dead.
Dude, I'm going to stink, all right? I'm alive, and if I go a few days without showering, which because days blend together. Sometimes I don't shower. Sometimes days go by and I forget. So I know that I get ripe living. We've talked about smelly people.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. Do you know how much weed smell will be in there? It'll drown it out.
That's true. I guess, man. But you'll still smell BO. I don't think weed can overpower. Those are two strong smells. You know?
I'll just keep my stash in like your coat pocket or something. So.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Then that's how the zombie virus will start. I'm
smoking zombie weed.
All the Febreze that you spray on me to keep me not smelling will counteract with the bacteria that's breaking me down. It's all gonna soak into the weed. And you'll be like, wow, this is some zombie shit. I just like want to eat things that are gray. I want some Jello. I'm craving Jello like a motherfucker. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't like that future for myself.
No one likes what their future might hold.
That's true. Well, maybe I'll have to make do with the time that I have. That's it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'll let you like make a bunch of artwork, so I'll keep selling it under your name and just keep the money.
I mean, you could probably just fake it, you know, just like I'm trying new shit.
Yeah.
I'm
started doing everything left-handed.
I finally understood Basquiat, and he's influenced a lot of this new work. Jackson Pollock and Basquiat. It's kind of like something like that, but on acid. It's crazy.
Maybe I'll just gain some weight and wear those goofy glasses and wear a fake beard or something, and then I'll just pretend to be you.
There you go. I'm cool with that. I mean, you better do a good job. Hopefully these podcasts still stay. You got to remember to pay the bill so the podcasts don't get deleted, and then just do a lot of homework, man. You could sound like me. You could be me.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be that hard.
It's sad, man. That's the future. You're gonna kill me so you could be me. That's come on, bro.
And then I'm gonna start doing
Just be
stand up
you.
under your name.
And then badly. So you'd be like,
horrible! I'm just gonna go up there, and it's not even gonna be funny. I'm just gonna go up there and say like horrible racist shit.
Yeah, you're just trying to
And
get the
then-
numbers bigger for the price tags on the artwork that I
Talk
left
about
behind.
how much of a pedophile I am and all this other
Controversial.
shit. And it'll be like at the end, I'll be like, remember, my name is Ray Taylor, and then drop the mic.
Like every comedian. Remember
Remember my name,
who
motherfucker,
the
Ray
fuck
Taylor.
you're heckling and booing and throwing shit at. My name is
Yeah.
Ray Taylor. Buy my paint.
I make paintings too, bitch.
I smear bullshit on canvas too.
And then I just piss on the front row from the stage.
Now that's a move I'd probably do. Probably do the.
But
pissing on
I'll
the
be
front row.
spelling Ray Taylor while
Yeah.
pissing on them with my pee. I mean, granted, it's not going to make any sense because they're all going to be moving and shit, and it's not like snow where you can actually spell shit out.
Yeah.
But I'll know in my head that I signed that shit.
Yeah, you'd be like Ray Taylor T. Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, it'd be like a T and like a swipe.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to practice that too. There's things.
Dude,
I
I don't-
mean,
I
at
don't
least
have
to
to
make it
practice.
look real. Then maybe there's some pervert in the back of the room who's like, that's not how you spell Ray Taylor. He's like, I can read. Some people read lips. I read handwriting, and his dick did not. The arcs
It's
and
definitely not. Bay Failer. Who is that?
Yeah.
You can't spell with your dick.
it's OR at the end of Taylor. OR, not ER. Jesus, you podcasted with him for how long?
Man, I work with two people here at my work that are named first name Taylor, and they both spell it different than your last name.
Well, that's
There's a Taylor TaYler,
uh-huh.
and then a TaELOR.
All right, Tay. What's up, Tay?
Taylor.
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 I don't know, man. I mean, you can spell it a bunch of different ways.
Well, I make fun of them both because they don't spell it right, because I just consider the way yours is spelled.
Are they girls?
One is.
Yeah.
Guess which one?
TAE.
Yes.
I've seen most of the time I've seen Taylor first names is generally women, and it's spelled the same though. But you know, whatever. I get past that. It's like it's my last name. It's just a fucking name.
It's your slave name.
It's my slave name. Yeah, exactly. I was owned by people that altered clothing for a living.
You look like you could be Irish somewhere back.
Yeah,
So
I am.
some Irish were slaves. You might come from slave stock.
For sure. Yeah. I don't think naming went the same way for those slaves though. But
You're probably slaves to someone who was a tailor.
yeah, for sure. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe I was. That's the reason why I'm so black. Because I used to be. That's part of
I said
the
Irish.
genome. I know what you said. Black Irish is what I meant to say.
I didn't. Black guy.
Which I don't really fully understand. Is that just a brunette Irish person? Is that what Black Irish is?
I'm not sure.
I think it might be. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I think I'm probably just being super racist.
I mean, we could for sure fill another 10 minutes just going off of what we think it might be, but generally,
Holy shit! Have you? I know you don't follow the news much, but have you? I'm sure that maybe somewhere in there you've heard that there's some rioting going on.
yeah, man. The Baltimore riots.
Yeah.
Who is the guy that died? Which you're not hearing anything about. You don't hear anything about what it's over.
Freddie Gray, I believe is his name.
Yeah, I saw.
And Well, I mean, just like the Ferguson thing, even though like that turns out, or at least the way it went down was a little bit different than we all heard it at first, and everyone. Yeah. But still, it wasn't just that situation. Like, and I don't think that's what most people, because right now, especially where I'm from, and the old high school friends that are all on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is there some fucking goofy racist shit? And it's like, it's one of those, and I feel this way about like a lot of the people I know that like Fox News. Like, I don't like super liberal people either.
Yeah.
But super conservative people seem to have absolutely zero empathy.
Yeah.
For anyone that isn't them, because they went through a hard time, according to them.
Yeah. They know exactly. They know they've gone through, they have the same difficulties as the people that are rioting and angry. I
mean, and don't get me wrong. Protest, yes. Riot, stupid. Like, what, you're not solving anything. Throwing shit at cops, it's not helping anything. Like that. Yeah. That to me, it seems like, and from what it looks like from all the media reports, it's a bunch of fucking young punks.
Yeah, it seems like the videos I've seen, because it's been everywhere. I caught up on most of it this morning, but a lot of it's like a few punk kids, right? And then a lot of people holding their phones and cameras and shit, following this shit around. So it's a big group of people, but it's not like there's like 50 people around a car, but they're all watching a couple people bash it in and like pose for the it's a crazy. It's not like the fucking LA riots. It's not like reminding me of those, but I haven't seen all the coverage at the same time. But I don't know, man. Riots happen all the time. Like, I saw a blog, and it was, white people riot all the time, too, but it's for stupid reasons. And most of them are fucking sports events.
Sports related,
so
yeah.
Riots happen
every time someone...
Yeah.
It happens in Columbus, Ohio. It's like Ohio State won. Let's fucking set some shit on fire, motherfuckers.
Yeah. LA loves to riot.
Is deemed acceptable.
It's not acceptable, but it's covered
not acceptable.
Differently.
Everyone says a little bit of bullshit about it. They're like, oh, that's fucking classy, this and that. But then it goes away instantly because it's like, well, they were just kids celebrating. These are kids. Now, granted, a lot of them opportunists just trying to loot.
Hey, man, when you're a kid, there's a lot, because you haven't had to deal with consequences, you have a lot more balls, and you do a lot of stupid shit. Oh, and now this is a clear opportunity to do whatever the fucking stupid shit you want to do.
As a kid, if I'd have lived in Baltimore and I was 17, 18, I'd have been fucking looting with the rest of those guys.
Yeah.
Because I was a dumb fuck at that age. Like, was everyone just a genius their whole fucking life? Like, I went through a lot of shit as a kid. Definitely don't know the plight of these people. But I can also say that it really came to light in the Ferguson case at how much, the black community does get targeted for fucking just random stops. And and honestly, if white people got stopped half as much, we're committing crimes just as much, and there's more of us.
Yeah.
So if we were getting stopped all the time, they'd find drugs on us too. They'd find, we'd have a rap sheet.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. A lot of these guys were criminals that are getting fucking beat up and killed. I had this conversation on Facebook where someone wrote...
Criminals.
Yeah. Well, they do have a rap sheet.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, why is everyone rioting over this piece of shit? And it showed this guy that just died, that Freddie Gray's rap sheet. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of bad shit, man.
Yeah.
But he could not get it through his head that it's not the fucking cop's job to execute people on the street just because they have prior convictions. That's why we have a court system. And yeah, it might be fucked up, and people might, if he had a rap sheet that long, you would think he'd be in prison.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
Yeah. No, it's all ways for the community to get money. They arrest and they ticket people,
and bail them out.
The income from that is what. So it's all a system, man. Prisons are full, so they can't lock anybody up. Or I don't know. It's a shady, dirty business, and
But I'm not anti-cop at all. Like, I'm anti-fucking
I'm
dick faces
anti-asshole.
who-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm anti-asshole.
if you're a dick face and you... Here's the way I post it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, these people are breaking the law. And he kept saying, well, if you don't break the law, it won't happen. And I grew up with this kid, and I was like, dude, we broke the law all the fucking time when we were kids.
He's like, bro,
all the time.
Bro, Facebook, bro. He's like,
No,
here, man,
and it wasn't... But he was like, yeah, we just did stupid stuff, though, not like these guys are doing. And I was like, really? What? That guy in New York was selling loose cigarettes and got choked to death. Yeah, I'm sure I've done way worse shit than that.
Yeah.
I know I have. And he just couldn't get it through his head that, well, they're criminals, they should be shot, was his... And I go, well, what about bad cops? Like, should they be shot? Like...
Yeah. It's the
cops
police.
have to follow the law, too, though. There's a law, there are plenty of laws that say you just can't fucking shoot people just because they run away from you. Unless they're, like, carrying a machine gun, threatening to kill people. You can't just open fire on people running away or beat the fuck out of someone when they're already cuffed.
Yeah. There's a serious issue. There's a reason why there's constantly, like, every few months something like this is going to happen, and it's going to keep happening. Like, I don't see a reason why, you know, it'll die down. It goes in waves, but there's definitely a lot more of these situations where, you know, riots happen and protests. Who knows? I hope there's more organization coming, you know, so what happens, there could be more of a beneficial kind of a communication of what the fuck and try and fix something versus just, you know, an outrage of anger that turns into people, you know, taking the opportunity to fucking be vandals and shit. You know, it can go in a better direction, you know? So I don't know, man, but it's like, what do you want to do? It's like, where's the cause of the problem? The cause of it's not like they caused the riot. The riot is a reaction to something, you know? And the reaction is to people treating other humans like lower forms of beings because they have a position of authority. They have a gun, they have a uniform, they have a badge, they have a job, they're white maybe. You know, there's a lot of reasons why they may and it's not something that happened overnight. You know, it's like
that's the other part is they're not just outraged because this dude died.
Yeah.
They're outraged because they've been mad about being victimized by these police and some for legitimate reasons and others not. Yeah. And if you were a part of a whole community where everyone was just getting harassed, after a while you're just gonna fucking push back. And I mean, it shouldn't be with violence, and like I said, the rioting's stupid. And I've seen a few people being like, yeah, well, you need to burn it down and I don't really agree with the whole violence to fucking fix things.
It's not a effective way of communicating your position, but it shows that you're not happy.
It's the American way, though.
Yeah. Oh,
and if anyone says any fucking different, they don't know any history. Well, what does America do? Well, in America, if you want to fucking change something somewhere, what do? You fucking blow that fucking place up. You burn it down. You fucking kill people, and then you try to change it.
Yeah, and sometimes people do things that they feel that's their only course of action. You know. Like, I don't know how to change the government. I don't own a business. I don't have any control over what the police fucking do. Clearly, if I'm if I'm somebody in a situation like that. So it's like, what are your options? You know, and a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. It's got to escape at some point, and this is how it's escaping. Could be.
Here's how I would fix it.
Yeah.
Have the cops join the rioters in looting.
I'm sure
Teamwork,
they are, though.
Community building. You guys can hold the doors open for each other. Like, you're all going to get new shit.
Yeah.
These places all have insurance. Don't burn down the fucking drugstore, though, because people need their drugs.
Yeah. I mean, alcohol and rolling papers.
Well, the more probably diabetic medication.
Oh, yeah, that too. I guess diabetics exist.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, man. It's community outreach. I agree. You know, maybe they can get some new SWAT gear with their names on it. You know, I mean, or at least like they can enter a drawing and they can win a big riot shield or something like that.
Ooh, I think they should do it like supermarket sweep. Cops versus rioters.
Yeah. Oh, well, Hollywood. Yeah, there we go.
And whoever wins, like every round, all right, say the cop wins, the cop keeps all the groceries, and the other guy gets a misdemeanor rioting charge. But the rioter wins. The rioter gets to keep all the cop stuff and all his stuff. And the cop's fired.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that I'm down. I mean, that would be a good place to start. We could start there.
I don't know if fired is... Maybe that's too far. Maybe
suspended.
Just like
maybe. Well, let's see. Has he ever been suspended for killing somebody? Like, has he taken a week off without pay? If he has that on his record,
prior abuse complaints versus rioters.
Yeah. Did he have to sell some shit on Craigslist one week? Like, if that happened, then he's on the bubble. Then that he could be terminated. That could be a term. If you kill somebody, have to sell some shit on Craigslist to make up the difference, and then you lose on a fucking supermarket sweep riot edition, Baltimore, you got to get out. You got to go. You can't be there. You can't be doing that shit. Come on.
Well, the end of this Facebook kerfuffle about this bullshit was the last post I saw, at least. Yeah. The guy who I was back and forth with that wrote the post was talking to someone else, and he said, if every cop just killed one criminal, we wouldn't have this problem.
Okay, yeah. But
and that's not maybe the dumbest fucking thing.
Who's the criminal? Who's the...
Yeah.
Prove it. That's what... Okay, let's... First off, might as well get rid of all the judges and all the lawyers.
No, we're going to Judge Dredd rules, evidently.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, if we're going to do that, might as well get rid of all those motherfuckers. If we're just going to let cops figure shit out.
You're gonna judge people right there on the spot, and they were like, fucking, your sentence is death, and then just execute them. But he also was a person who, I saw this post the day before of a dude sitting in front of a flag in a full combat regalia, burning a bucket of KFC and pouring out grape soda and talking about all these black thugs rioting and burning the flag.
For a split second, I thought he was protesting fast food. And then you mentioned the grape soda, and it's like, oh, that's not a protest I can get.
And he was also in it being like, before people accuse me of being racist. And it's like,
I'm not racist, but...
Dude.
Yeah. But I'm just going to use fucking KFC and Purple Drank as my representation of... Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't use the Gallagher defense. Be like, hey... You know, fucking watermelons.
Suspenders. That's why I wear the rainbow stripes. It counteracts the watermelon thing. Yeah, I mean, the fucking...
He's also a truck driver, though, and I think that truck driving somehow like ruins your mind. Like
meth, bro.
TV talk with and listening to Rush Limbaugh all day. Like I just think that those guys are on a different fucking...
Yeah. Just imagine how mentally...
And he mentioned liberals a bunch, and about him hating liberals.
Yeah.
What the fuck is like? I understand. Like, am I considered a liberal? Because a lot of the people who are uber liberal, I fucking can't stand.
Yeah.
I like to just. How about use common sense? Like, I'm not gonna label myself liberal. Just like I'm just gonna make a decision based on whatever the argument is, instead of being like, I'm liberal and I'm conservative. So whatever the conservatives say, I'm gonna back. Whatever the liberals say, I'm gonna back.
I'm not somebody who votes anymore, so I don't really care. I just agree with shit and disagree. I mean, Democrat, but yeah. I mean, why would I be a fucking Republican if I had to choose between the only two parties that ever get elected?
When did you register to vote?
Oh, first Obama election. That was the first time I voted. I voted for him twice, and then I was like, oh, nothing matters. Oh, no, I didn't. I don't know if I even voted for him the second time. I think I just voted once. No, maybe I did twice. Yeah, because I was really scared of...
That was the first election you voted in?
Yeah, I was really scared of fucking John McCain and what's-her-face being in office. So I did vote both. But those were the only 2 times I voted.
Because in our high school, we had a... He was my neighbor. He was never my teacher, but he was, I think, like... My junior year was his last year there. But he still... I had him the year before, and he made sure everyone registered to vote.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, that continued on at the school. So everyone at the school registered to vote before they got out of school.
I mean, I may have been
And
registered.
I registered as an independent, so...
Yeah. I may have been registered at some point, but...
Just because I didn't know,
never
like...
did anything.
Back then, I didn't fucking care about right or left. But I will say this, like, in elections, like, I always rooted for the Republican, or not the Republican, the Democrats in every election for some reason. I don't know what it was. Like,
well, they say things that aren't. I mean,
yeah,
it's all bullshit.
I didn't
anyway.
understand what they were saying back then, and it is all bullshit and rhetoric on both sides. But like, something about it, like,
it's usually
just never down with the
social issues, man. Generally, social issues.
It's all social issues, but they're just assholes all the time. Like, zero empathy and just like curmudgeon-y fucking assholes. Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, where everything's always horrible and they have the answers and no one else fucking knows, and they always want to criticize, like,
and God.
And while I'm not the biggest fan of Obama, Jesus Christ, anything that dude does,
I mean, but
he didn't even have to do anything. It's his fault. Like, according to that,
and it's like, what was the alternative at the moment?
John McCain and Sarah Palin.
Yeah, that could have been John McCain. Maybe died. Who knows? Presidency, shit's going down. He looked really
Mitt Romney,
weird.
Crazy Mormon guy.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah, that was the second one.
We already caught you on video saying 48% of the country doesn't matter to you. It's like, oh wow, you're that president.
First off, I mean, come on. I wish everybody was completely honest with what the fuck they believed in and didn't, like, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. If you're Christian, you're Christian. If you're Muslim, you're like, but not like what you think you are, but then in reality, you have this edited, weird fucking grasp on what you define yourself as. That way you could see, it's like, oh, he really does believe that, like, if you knew to what depths somebody defined themselves as that thing, it'd be a lot less confusing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you say Christian, there's like your regular dude that just believes in the Christian, like, whatever metaphors or whatever, just take certain things from it, and then there's a hardcore Christian that's like,
where every word of the Bible's literally true.
They speak to God, they go to church, and they have words come out that aren't theirs, but they speak, and their mouth is controlled by God. There's like two parts of that spectrum, and it'd be nice to know where somebody lies, especially in politics.
Religion shouldn't even be like.
No, it should. Well, it shouldn't
exist. No politician should even be asked, "What fucking religion are you?" I don't even think there should be parties at all. People are like, the two-party system don't work. We need more parties. How about no parties?
Yeah.
And then you just run on your fucking issues.
Yeah.
Not whether you're fucking blue or you're fucking red or you're fucking donkey or you're a fucking elephant. How about you just run on, you say what you believe, and the people decide from that instead of just going, and I know that not every, but a shitload of people on both sides go into the voting booth and they just look for their R or their D and they punch every fucking hole that is associated with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anybody can vote. And I don't know. I don't vote. I don't think I did vote on that Kerry election, actually.
I didn't vote on the last one.
I think I only voted the one time.
I was already pissed at Obama, and I didn't. And John Kerry to me, or not John Kerry, fucking Mitt Romney.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I was like, yeah.
But yeah, Mitt Romney, fucking, he scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But it was like, what, the devil you know or the devil you don't? I fucking voted for Obama the first time, and so if he wins again, cool. If he doesn't, that's gonna suck, but it wasn't gonna come down to my fucking vote.
Yeah. It's like the lesser of two evils. Yeah, California generally votes liberal, so like, you know, okay. If that's where I was swayed anyway. I don't know. The whole thing is like whatever. I got other shit to deal with. Like I'm not gonna be taking part in something that seems a lot like WWE. I'm not a fan of that sport. I'm not a fan of this organization that runs the country. You know, like there's people in charge that actually have the you know, the ropes and the pulleys and pendulums and all that kind of shit. Then what the fuck am I doing?
Billionaire donors or fucking corporations with shitloads of money.
Yeah, so it's, you know, what am I gonna do? Why am I gonna waste my time fucking dealing with that shit? But riots, on the other hand, riots happen. It doesn't seem like a devastating riot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I guess they did declare it a national fucking.
They burnt a lot of fucking cars.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not watching the quote unquote news, but I'm not seeing things blow up on social media that would indicate. But then again, maybe I'm just dead. Maybe I'm already dead. Maybe Keith already killed me, and I'm just a little puppet guy.
No, because I can't control you from that far away.
I enjoy Keith's ideas. Maybe that's why I moved into this room. I died already. I died. This is the time. This is what you're saying. I finished a bunch of new art, by the way.
No, you didn't.
No, my dead self did. And it's available very soon. Galleries all over the world.
All over the world.
I don't know, man. Baltimore. I feel bad for the people that live there that are like, you know, I saw videos. There were good videos. There's videos of dudes like keeping people away from the fucking police barricade. It's like, this is not how you do this shit. You know, people posting videos. Like
the video of the mom beating the shit out of her son.
I didn't see that one. Was that part of the riot video?
Yeah, this mom was like watching TV and was like, God damn it, Jimmy. I went out there and fucking found his ass, and he's got like a mask on, a black hoodie, and she fucking grabbing him, dragging him out. And the cameras are right here, and she's smacking the shit out of him.
That's crazy.
But they're also going, oh, Mother of the Year, Mother of the Year. Hey, come on now. If she was Mother of the Year, fucking son might not have been in that riot.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, but, I don't know. People
good reaction to it. I mean, better late than never. What the fuck?
For sure.
And that shit up.
Yeah. Totally. Things are getting crazy, man, with like everything going on, with the whole, I mean, just the change from now to when Occupy Wall Street was happening, like just apps and things like that. Everybody has a smartphone now. You can stream live with multiple Periscope on fucking Twitter. Is going to be insane, you know? So there's going to be a lot of more and more information than we've ever seen on all, like every new social explosion is going to seem a lot bigger and a lot better image quality, you know?
That's the key.
Yeah.
No more of that fuzzy razor phone video.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing, no low quality porn, like scramble video. You know how I love to jerk off to riot videos, Keith. I mean,
we're high def now, motherfucker.
That's right. It's like you can really hear that skull pop. I don't know, man. When did that all start? That was just like within the last few days, right?
The rioting, I think. I don't know.
Last week. I mean, it just seems like the last few days. I don't know how. I don't know how filtered I am from society right now. Like before,
I'm like you, man. I only get the internet.
Yeah, but at least you go to work though. Like I'm not even around people anymore. So like as far as shit coming in, it's the same amount I was getting without human interaction. I'm like in prison right now, basically. Fucking prison with alcohol and weed, so it's not that bad, you know. I can jerk off in every.
I had a friend right after 9/11 that didn't know about it for 3 days.
That's fucking crazy. How could you go 3 days?
No cable. Didn't listen to the radio in his car.
Still, did he go anywhere? You just have to go somewhere.
I don't think he went any, or wherever he went, he didn't.
That
no
could
one
happen
was
to
talking
me.
about it right then.
That could
be you.
That could be me if I
Except
was
for you
living.
do have Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, at a certain point.
Dude, I would know. I know shit. Like my Facebook gets flooded with news. Like my Facebook's like my fucking news source more than anything. But I'll see shit. People post shit everywhere. I'll see people doing a Vine video of an Instagram video of a news broadcast from that morning. Like it'll trickle to me at some point. But now that could happen. Like if my situation was back in 02, that was 02, 01. Was it 01? 9/11? I might be 3 years. I might be 3 years. I don't think people are going to be saying shit when I'm walking my dog. But now you can't escape shit. When things happen, when it's news, when the quote unquote news picks it up, things show up. You can't hide from it. You can't hide from anything. You hear fucking Star Wars updates, even though you don't give a shit about Star Wars, or one may not give shit about Star Wars. So I was on a KillTony marathon, the audio version, since the video. Although I've gotten updates, you know, Redman updating that he's working on putting the audio out first and then video.
How's that going?
It's good, man. The audio's better since they upgraded the sound system.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I haven't had any. That was one thing I was nervous about, which it just so happened they upgraded it right after, around the same time the video episodes stopped showing up. And then the Ustreams weren't, they were fucked up, whatever saved to Ustream, so I think only more recent episodes are actually watchable from Ustream. But it's a good show, man. I love that fucking show. You know?
I've been listening to it, or at least whatever's updated on iTunes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
It's a good show. And for whatever reason, I was in the alternate universe of thinking that the Comic Patriot was on Doug Loves Movies with those guys. And that was when the whole breakup and split happened. I don't know why I always thought it was Doug Loves Movies.
Because you're retarded.
Because I'm retarded, but I wasn't aware of that at the time. I am now. I've learned some things. I'm educating myself. I'm growing as a retarded person. And I'm willing to admit that sometimes I've missed some steps, but I watched that episode, which wasn't as bad. Tony was like a mute the whole time, but I just listened to the episode where Doug was on KillTony. And for those that don't know what the fuck this is, KillTony and Doug Loves Movies, Doug and Getting Doug with High,
don't even explain it.
They're all podcasts, all
fucking
available.
Podcasts. Listen,
check
to
them out. But it's like it felt really weird that was because I watched Getting Doug with High. So the fact that it was and I somehow missed that episode. It was an early episode too because they hadn't even done live ones yet. I was like, what the fuck? So maybe there's episodes that, like early episodes that I just missed. I don't know, bro.
Well, I just loved it when Doug was on KillTony. He was like, I don't see why you guys keep making fun of that guy. Clearly he's unstable.
Although watching him on Getting Doug, I kind of missed that aspect of KillTony. Because at least in KillTony...
What ridiculous things will the Comic Patriot say?
Yeah, just like... What
was one of his... Oh, man, one of my favorites was... the
24-hour podcast.
A she-bro?
Oh, it was a female brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, female brother.
The female brothers.
Yeah, for black chicks. It's which is probably not the appropriate... Whatever.
No, I'm pretty sure that everyone was pretty clear on that right when he said it. They're like, what the fucking racist weird guy is saying again?
But it's but it's funny though, because he doesn't mean it. You know, there's not hate in his heart when he says it. He's just he's ignorant.
I just think he's a crazy person. Yeah, honestly,
definitely.
Have you ever seen his Twitter feed?
No. Seriously, after the 24-hour podcast or the 24 4.5-hour podcast.
Yeah, that was weird. We couldn't get him off. We were trying to like.
I could have, but it's like, I don't know.
You should have at one point. Like,
I
I forgot you were holding the fucking magic key to fucking just knocking people off.
But
there.
it's like, it's the end of the show. How am I going to end a 24-hour fucking podcast by cutting off a guest? Not that he's even a big guest or relevant guest. It's just somebody talk. Just as a producer, it felt wrong.
Because the 24 hours was over.
I know, but it was, fucking 24 hours.
He never said anything substantial.
No, he didn't.
He just
no,
talked.
Exactly. But, I had been awake for a long time. Maybe
I him off like 20 times. I was like, "Well, we got to get out of here." And the 24 hours is over, and I'm not even that involved in that.
No.
Besides just being super drunk on the other end for like 16 hours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of how that show goes, kind of sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. Although I watched the live one of KillTony last night. And Brian Regan, the guy that's been doing the musical intros, he was the Patriot, although he wasn't wearing the thing. He was just sitting on the bench. So I don't know if he's the new, they changed it up and now there's no Patriot and it's just him as like kind of the, late night show where they have the band and there's always the kind of the back and forth with the band guy. Kind of, that's what it seemed like.
What do you think of his, I think he's funny.
Who?
But I don't think his songs are funny.
I think they're funny. I like them.
I don't.
They're dark.
I mean, I'm not.
I like them.
I don't think they're bad, but I mean, I've chuckled at a couple of them, but there's so much build up in those songs, like, and I get, he's taking you this way, and then he finally throws this out there, but it's like, it feels to me it's like 2 minutes of listening to what you think might be a good song, like not a good song, but just a homemade song, and then he gets to the funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like it. I first off, I like his music. It has the hipstery kind of raw acoustic vibe that I dig. It makes my beard grow a little bit every time I listen to it. Mustache curls a little bit too. But I thought he was funny. I like it. I think
he's funny.
I don't know, but it's like I'm sure it's a taste thing for sure. I would imagine, especially being a musical comic, because that's two types of art forms you're trying to blend. So that's even, in some ways, harder for people that may not like your music or may not like your comedy. At least one of the two aspects of it. I liked it. And I liked him as the. I don't know if he's a regular thing or not, but I liked him as the third chair or whatever, or the fifth chair, as it were, the stool. But
a lot of chairs.
I don't know what they're doing because I think I'm caught up to video. I watched up to 86. I think it's.
I'm pretty sure that.
And then it's up to 93. I think maybe 99 audio.
No, 97.
Okay, it's getting close though.
But
they're almost caught up to the audio.
I guess the Patriot made his return on the 100th.
Was it the Patriot? I knew there was something. I saw things that kind of hinted towards him going back, but I didn't know if it was actually. Yeah. It was actually him.
Yeah.
For that show,
just for
probably.
A second.
Yeah.
I don't think that they even had him out there the whole time, or if they did, I don't know. I didn't. Obviously, I haven't seen it or heard it yet, but. Our buddy Bricks and Bullets went up on that one. Said he ate a big fat dick.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's supposed to be. I think I'm getting close to one of his episodes. He's been on. A few times.
I've heard him on there. I heard his first time. I heard his second time.
Yeah, I think
100 would have been his third.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
Good job, though. I mean,
yeah.
I've heard him. I've heard Heidi.
Yeah.
On there. Will Moore will be on 99. Our
really?
Buddy,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Needles.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he went out there and then got on.
That's awesome, man. So he was out in L.A.?
Yeah.
Wow. Why did I not know of these things? Why was I not aware?
Because you don't use Twitter at all anymore.
I try. It's hard to keep up.
No, you already rectified that by unfollowing everyone and just following a select few. So it shouldn't be hard for you.
It shouldn't be. But I don't check it very much. There's other social networks, bro. I've got other shit going on. Twitter's not the only social network anymore. I try. I do my best.
Yeah, but Instagram's bullshit.
You don't know that. You've never used it. You can't say that.
Yeah, but I get along perfectly fine and find all the news without it.
Yeah, but that's just because you haven't used it yet. You don't know how good it is.
Because everyone
you're like a teenager
on Instagram.
You're like a teenager going, my hand is all I need. My hand is all I need. It's like, bro, get a fucking blowjob. It's like, no, I don't need a blow. I got my hand. I've never needed a blowjob. I've never had one. Never needed one. My hand works just fine. I've got fucking lotion.
What else?
The fucking Instagram is the blowjob of the social networking platforms.
Instagram.
It's a visual candy.
Fucking pussies, bro.
Maybe, but they're my kind of pussies.
Big sloppy meat curtain pussies.
I mean, I'm not. I don't hate on roast beef. Love me some roast.
You love
beef.
Arby's?
Arby's ain't bad. I know a lot of people. I'm surprised how many hate on Arby's.
Oh, I think it's actually a running joke on the Daily Show, which might have got pulled into this. It's because Arby's isn't bad at all, but
it's just sandwiches.
Arby's can be disgusting.
Yeah, it's just sandwiches. It's not like burgers. It's sandwich, but it's still fast. I mean, it's like a shitty Subway.
Yeah,
kind of. But I'm not hating on that. It's not good for you. None of that shit. If it has a drive-through, chances are not good for you. But if I'm gonna go to a not good for you place, it's gonna be fucking taco shop. Not good for you. Because shit's good. And if it's not gonna be good for me, might as well fucking get a hard on while I'm eating on it. Carne asada. California.
Have you been to the taco place or the burrito place by the Comedy Store in
La Jolla,
San Diego?
It's far, bro. La Jolla. First off, La Jolla is like a rich part of San Diego. It's like north. It's on the coast and it's north. So it would be a long drive. I'd pass like thousands of awesome taco places. All of the Death Squad, all the comics talk about it because it's like probably one of the best taco shops right next to it. There's so many good ones. I don't know what the best one would be. I don't think there's the best one.
Steve Simone sent me like some stickers, and they're like the unofficial sponsor of his podcast. So there was like a shitload of their stickers in the package.
I should go. I guess they have burritos named after comics and stuff like that.
You can get the Ari Shaffir.
I should go, man. But it's not like that's like out of my way to go to a
burrito shop. Busy going to work and stuff?
Well, not anymore. Now it's just like, why even waste the gas? If I'm gonna I'd spend more on gas than I would on a burrito. You know what I'm saying?
Well, go to a comedy show while you're there.
I'm on a budget, bro. I'm on a budget. Don't worry, we'll see comedy. I'll see comedy. All right, let's take a break. I don't know why your video froze on this thing. I just noticed that.
It's still moving.
You're fine there. You're fine there, but on the live feed it froze. But we're gonna take a break anyway.
You were on a serious delay on my feed for a while too.
Was I? Maybe it's my router.
It looked like some serious dubbed over Japan movie.
No, that was on purpose. I was trying out some new shit.
Wow, you're fucking Michael Winslow and shit.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was cool, but I don't know. Anyway. All right, so we're going to take a break, people. Listen to, as you all know, if you're a listener of this podcast, you can't see Keith. Keith is still frozen in thought. I mean, you look really smart, Keith. Let me just tell you that you look smarter there, but they can't see that. You're like in mid-sentence as you're speaking the video. We like to go into UFC talk after our break because we get passionate. We use a lot of energy. We need to get warmed up. We need to get like reset. And we need to take a piss sometimes.
We got a lot of shit to talk about.
So to lead into it, instead of playing a song, I'm gonna play an interview with somebody that's been in the news. But this was a time not that long ago where the crimes involved with the news stories were a bit different. But listen to this from UFC 128 John Jones.
Walk us through
post-fight.
Your crime fighting experience from earlier today.
Oh, here we go, guys. Put your seatbelts on. All right, so this will happen. I was hanging out and I had my bat cave on, right? Okay, so check this out. One of my co-managers, his name is Glenn, and he has a family that lives here in the New Jersey area. So before my fights, I like to find a really beautiful site, whether it's the top of a mountain, next to a stream, anything gorgeous, nature-wise. I like to, associate nature with different levels of energy and all this. But anyways, that's a different topic. So we find a place in Paterson, New Jersey, where there's a bridge, and there's this very powerful waterfall, and there's almost like a little mountain. And it was beautiful, but around this waterfall and everything, it was a really ghetto area. And as the guy pulls us up in his car, he's like, I'm in the passenger seat, Greg Jackson and Winklejohn's in the back seat. He's like, listen, guys, before I drop you off here, I want to let you know this is a pretty bad neighborhood, so you might want to be careful. And I'm like, dude, we're we're all MMA guys. And he's like, well, I'm just letting you know, a lot of people get mugged here. Just as he said that, I turned to pull off my seatbelt, and the guy, I see an old Spanish couple like screaming, and they're like running. They look like they're out of breath big time. And I'm like, dude, they just got mugged. And he's like, no. And I'm like, maybe not, I'm tripping. And you just put that in my mind. So Mike Winklejohn hops out of the car, and he's like, you guys okay? And then she's like, the guy he just broke my window open, and he took all my stuff, and he's running. And so I'm like, what? So Mike Winklejohn, without hesitation, he just starts running, right? And I'm like, holy crap. And then Greg Jackson, he just starts running, and they both start running. So I'm like, what is happening right now? So next thing you know, I have like sweatpants on, I have an iPod and my Droid X, my wallet. I'm like, what is, where am I? What's going on? So I'm like, okay, it's time for me to take action. So I take my hands in my pockets, I throw my stuff on the floor, and I tell our driver, I'm like, dude, take care of my stuff. And I throw it on the floor, and I just start running, right? And I got these gazelle legs, so I'm running, right? And I'm running, and next thing you know, I catch up to my coaches, and I'm jogging, and there's a sprinting, right? I'm like, so what are we doing? We gonna catch this guy? And he's like, John, you get back. He's like trying to swim move me, like get over me. He's like, get back. You don't need to be involved with this, right? And I'm like, nah, Coach, God, trust me, man. I'll be okay. So then I put the Jets on, I went TO on him. So I put the Jets on, and I catch up to the guy. I'm like, how you doing? You think you're gonna? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So anyway, so the guy, I'm like closing in on this guy, about 20 yards away. And the guy's like, you can see that he's starting to get winded. So he's like, he got this stuff, and he's running. And he looks back, and he usually sees me, 6'4". You got Greg and Wink behind us. Yeah, Greg and Wink's behind me, and I'm just running like, I'm gonna catch you, right? So the guy looks back, and then he trips over his own foot. And so at the time he tripped over his own foot, I got so scared because I didn't know what I was gonna do when I actually caught him. So I actually started barking like, I'm gonna get you, So the guy's like, he looks back like, oh crap, but he's trying to stand up. And when he was standing up, I approached him when he's like in a, in your march cassette go type of stance, because he's like trying to get his momentum back. And one of his behind feet, I just came up with my foot and like scooped it out from under him with my foot, like just kicked him from the back, like kind of kicked his ankle out. And he fell down, and when he fell, he like, scraped his hands up pretty good. And so he's down on the floor, and I'm thinking like, I hope I don't get stabbed right now. So I'm just like looking at him like, should I ground and pound him? And Greg Jackson just comes out of nowhere and jumps on the guy's back, and he starts speaking Spanish, like, and like, I'm like, you know Spanish? All right, so I'm like, let me do something, right? So I grabbed the guy's feet, and then I put him in this move, because I went to college for criminal justice, and I had a class defensive tactics. So I grabbed him, and I figure four his legs, and I sat on his legs, and he's screaming at us, and Greg's like, speaking Spanish. So as I'm sitting on this guy's leg, catching my breath a little bit, because we're sprinting uphill, I realized that I'm in this Spanish neighborhood, and all these people are coming out their houses yelling Spanish across the street. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. What is happening? Greg's yelling Spanish to people, and then a guy walked up to us, and he's like, yo man, that could have been my mama's car. And once he said that, I was like, yes, they're on our side. I'm like, yeah, you punk, that could have been his mama's car. And so we hold them, and the police come, and at that point, I'm just sitting and I'm resting. I'm like, because I got a fight coming up, so I'm just holding this foot here. Like, man, you got me breathing hard and stuff. And so the police comes, get out of his car, and he's like, what are you doing here? Like, aren't you fighting tonight? And I'm like, yeah, man. I was trying to get my meditation. And
Trying to
this guy,
medicate.
but anyways, it was
medicate
great.
my meditation.
The police didn't give us a ride back to the crime scene, so we had to walk all the way back through this neighborhood. I'm looking around and stuff. I don't speak a lick of Spanish, so yeah, it was pretty interesting. And the lady, she came. She's like, oh, it's so good to see people like you guys here to help me. You guys cared enough to chase that guy. And the police had told her that I was fighting and everything. She was like, God's gonna be with you tonight, man. You're gonna do good. God bless you, son. I'm gonna watch your fight. And I was like, thank you, ma'am. Then we went and we all felt like superheroes. We just had the best meditation session ever. And
boners. Well, your video's working again. Yeah, man. So not that long ago. This was uploaded March 20th, 2011. So
3 years ago?
4 years ago? Quattro.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the new news.
New news.
John Jones.
Yeah, man. John Jones.
Johnny Bones.
The Bone Zone of UFC MMA. So when did this happen? This happened just a few days ago.
Sunday morning.
This is what the whole riots are really about. They're just trying to cover up. UFC paid a lot of people. They're invested with Fox News, so they're paying a lot of people.
You froze up.
And it's okay. People still hear me. I think it's the government. They're like, oh shit, they're on to us. They know why we're covering this shit up. Still not working. Keith, are you there? All right. Keith's video's gone. I think, just these things happen. Okay, the government gets in control. The media gets involved. Fox News has a big investment. They're partners with UFC. Clearly, John Jones. Everything that's going on in Baltimore. Is just a cover up for John Jones, or John Jones is covering up for Baltimore. I'm not sure exactly what the angle is because I'm not involved. Clearly, Keith's computer is trying to call back. Everything seems to be recording just fine, though. Keith, are you there? There's no video. All right. So John Jones, a few days ago, from what I've read, is he was... I don't know what time of day it was. I don't know if there's anybody with him, but apparently he ran a red light. He lives now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Keith is not there right now, so yeah, whatever. You can look at that screen for a little bit. So Albuquerque, New Mexico is where he's living. He ran a red light, hit a car. Apparently there was, and then he ran away, and then came back to grab some cash and then ran away again. In the car that he hit was, I believe, it's a 24-year-old woman who was pregnant, and they took her to the hospital for, I don't know, regular just checkup, just to see if anything was wrong, and they found a broken arm. So probably a hairline fracture, I'm imagining. I don't know. It just didn't seem like they knew right away. Here we go. Keith's calling back. So she's oops. Why did I turn off the video? So I was just telling people where we were at. Keith, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so he ran a red light, hit a car, pregnant woman in the car, apparently has a broken arm now, so now it's been elevated to a felony for this hit and run. And he fled the scene. What time? Do you know what time this all happened?
It's like 8 in the morning.
Okay. It makes it so, like, everything, it just all seems weird. Like, I wish there was some video, some drone footage.
He hit her.
Yeah.
And there's pictures of the front of his car.
Are there? Okay.
He's fucking going fast.
Okay.
The front of his car looks worse than the front end of my truck did when I fucking blew through a telephone pole, hit two small trees, and then rolled it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was on his phone. Wouldn't be surprised. Like,
here's the
wherever
flip
he's
side.
going.
When he took off running...
That's weird. That's so, like...
He took off running. He stopped. Mm-hmm. He ran back and grabbed what they described as a handful of cash.
Yeah. Okay, first off, it has to... When they say handful of cash, what does the cash look like in said handful? Like, what is it? Because I'm not picturing a roll or it seems like a fistful,
a stack.
Yeah, you got bills, you got edges of bills.
I'm seeing a stack in his hand.
Yeah, or a stack. Like he was just driving around with Dana White's bonus for the coaches challenge on the newest Ultimate Fighter, and he's like, "Oh shit, Uncle Dana's gonna need this stack of $10,000." So that's
there's a few theories I have on what went down.
Okay, so 8 in the morning.
It's 8 in the morning. He is been partying all night. Probably been doing a little blow.
Maybe been known to do it in the past.
Fucking
According to
drinking.
Science. Possibly. I mean, something to do while you're doing blow.
He gets in the car, packs himself a little bowl.
First off, 8 a.m. Really, I mean, I understand partying all night, but
you feel safe once that lights came out.
But like,
I've been there.
For sure, but 5, I mean, what time sunrise? Like 6 a.m.? It's 2 hours. Yeah, I guess 8 a.m. I don't know. Generally, my partying all night, once the sun comes up, not that long after, it's like, unless you're in the strip club. Maybe he's in a strip club partying.
Well, you also haven't done coke.
I haven't done coke. Correct, sir. I have not done coke. So drinking.
Your version of how an all-night party goes is totally different than someone who's done coke. As someone who's done coke.
Now you know how it feels when you start talking about technology. It's just like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is me right now. I'm doing you. This is how it feels. This is how it feels. I'm wrong. I get it. So, okay. Probably, allegedly, maybe, who knows? I don't know. Maybe Cormier knows. Maybe Cormier and Sonnen like surprised him at the strip club, and they're like, "Bro, we're gonna put you in the news, bro. You're gonna be bigger than ever." So
yeah, that's my number one theory.
Drinking,
he's
smoked
drunk.
a bowl.
He's been doing blow. He packs himself up a bowl
just to calm down for the drive.
He might have been on his phone.
Yeah.
He might have just fucking blacked out. Shit happens.
Yeah.
He blows through a light, hits her, gets up and runs away. But here's the other thing. If he came back and grabbed a stack of cash or a handful, it kind of makes me think that this could also have been he either made a drug deal, which I don't know why he would, unless he just likes the danger.
Why would he be involved in the transportation of the cash after drug deal?
Because maybe he wants to feel... Maybe that's his high, since he's already
a huge
in a
Scarface fan. He's like, fuck the
He's already in a sport where he's fighting the baddest motherfuckers ever, and he beats the shit out of all of them.
Yeah.
Again, this is taking nothing away from his talent.
Yeah.
Which I see so many of these fucking kids online. Like, MMA fans are the worst online. Read a comment section in any MMA thread, and it's either people who hate John Jones or people who are like, "Oh, you're just fucking jealous and fucking John Jones," and it's so ridiculous. Like MMA fans are the worst.
Yeah. Except for the ones we know, they're all good.
No, we're all the worst. We're all the worst.
No. Shh. I'm awesome, bro. I don't know. I mean, you're pretty cool. You're all right.
The worst.
We're all right. We're not that bad. We're not that bad. But okay, so
theory. He, drug deal maybe. Or just being super drunk and stupid.
Hold on. Wait. We can do this. We're going to test out a theory for one of... This is going to be... If you're listening to this episode, you go to the Inspired Disorder podcast page on Facebook. There's going to be a poll. This poll is going to be what theory is most plausible for the John Jones kerfuffle. So
drunk,
number one,
running away.
So choice number one is drug deal. Okay. Number two,
drunk and running away.
Just
drunk. Still drunk, knowing you're gonna be fucked.
Okay. Run away, gonna be fucked. All right.
And then 3 is that he is just a giant asshole. And he decided that no one else matters but him, and he can do whatever he wants because he doesn't get in trouble for shit that he actually does do.
Yeah. Was anybody with him Because it doesn't. I haven't seen anything that indicates that
There's
anybody
no
was with
reports
him.
of anyone, any passenger, anyone else they saw running from the vehicle. Obviously, they only saw one man running from the vehicle. There was an off-duty cop who actually saw it happen, and it's, you know, when you're, like he was talking about in that story a little bit ago, when you're 6'4", you kind of stick out, especially maybe if you're the light heavyweight champion of the UFC.
For sure.
So the cop's sitting there, he's like, "Oh my God, horrible accident."
And
Hey, John Jones.
And people know you're in town because you moved there. You've been posting Instagram videos of your new house and all the redecorations and remodeling you're doing. Everybody in town knows you're there. Yeah. Okay, so we got drug deal potentially, drunk running away, or just an asshole. Is there anything
You got any
I can
theories?
contribute? Yeah. I mean, here we go. Let's see. So let's go through 8 a.m. I mean, he's just fucking stupid, but that could just fall into any of those. If you're really fucking stupid, you could be doing any of those things. Let's see. He gets in a car accident. Say he's Twittering. He's Instagramming. He's planning an Instagram. He's looking at filters on his phone for the next video update of either his cat or his new entryway to his house. Bam. Was he coming from a workout? They say where he was just driving.
Where he was coming from.
So maybe
Sunday morning, so I doubt
he's going
there
to
was
church.
a workout.
He's going home to get dressed for church. He's like, how much showering do I need to get cocaine out of my butthole? Because the chicks didn't get into it. I don't know, man. Like, it just seems weird. Like, just the fact that he would run away and then come back and he's alone. First off, alone. That's just weird. He's got to have posse. He's got to have people hanging out, getting paid to just be around him. You know, maybe take a picture when he wants to Instagram from far away.
Well, holy shit. Here, just a little advice to any of our listeners. If you ever do make a dumb move and then decide to run from the cops or run from trouble, if you have drugs in the car, take them with you and then hide them somewhere else. Don't leave them in the car with personal information linking you to the fucking car.
Or realize you're a famous athlete and that generally shit just kind of goes, you just have to go along with shit, you know? The running away it worked for OJ, kind of.
Yeah, but if he was drunk, it saved him from another DUI.
True. Yeah, I don't know, man.
And a DUI fucking injury accident, immediately, whatever it was, he knew he was super fucked right then.
Yeah.
So the fact that he left the weed in the car, I think the weed was the least of his problems right at that point.
Yeah, he's...
Whether or not he fucking had a brick of cocaine in his fucking shorts when he took off running, or whether he just didn't want to leave the cash with the weed that he had in his car. I don't know how... They just said there was weed and a pipe and weed in the pipe.
Okay, so we have drunk runaway. Should there be another specific type of drug runaway? Like, is there would it be coke? Would it be coked out runaway?
Said drug deal.
Or what if? Well, we have drug deal. We have drunk runaway. But drug deal, I mean, doesn't necessarily mean.
If you had a stack of cash,
for sure. Or he's just John
Jones. Maybe he grabbed the stack of cash and the coke.
Maybe he just didn't make it rain as much as he thought he would at the strip club, and he's like, fucking might as well keep those for next week. Who knows? They could.
I just don't.
I don't know, man.
So fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Abducted by aliens.
I thought about that too.
Abducted by aliens. We'll go abducted by. I mean, who knows? Maybe that happens to. Maybe that's what aliens are into. They got GSP. They're like, oh, John Jones, let's fuck with him. So, alien.
I'm sure the aliens probably injected Anderson Silva with that steroid. They only like to fuck with the champs.
There could be Vanderlei Silva was actually driving, and because they're homies
in Albuquerque.
Could be. He could be anywhere. Vanderlei Silva exists at all places.
at all times.
Yeah, he's always president. You know, just always rolling his wrists. Got to prevent the carpal tunnel from punching people's heads in. All right, so we got drug deal, drunken runaway, just an asshole, alien abduction. That's good. 4 choices. What do you think will happen? Inspired Disorder Podcast page on Facebook. I should probably cut this out just so the people that don't listen have a chance to vote too. And they're like, wow,
yeah.
I like voting on shit. We'll get a whole lot of poll takers starting to listen to the show. I don't know, man. It's fucking
Do you
crazy.
think he'll get in trouble?
I think the UFC doesn't want
They're talking
be,
to him right now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So from the last things I read, that the judge said he's going to be okay to travel. So it's not like
They didn't
legal.
put any travel restrictions
exactly.
on him, is it?
Yeah. So he can travel for that. He's not restricted. So that doesn't fuck anything up. So now it's basically, how does the UFC want to react to it? I mean, if they're
You
a
gotta
business,
fucking not give him this fight.
You
Jesus
gotta. Are
Christ,
you
can't
serious?
do it.
Do you understand the money they're gonna lose? Okay, as a fan, like all this.
I want to see
wanna
Rumble
this
fight him so much, but
listen, they
can't do it.
He's not the first. Criminals like I don't. UFC is a business, right? I've
Can't
worked
do
for
it.
companies.
It's a sport. It's a professional sport.
It is a. I mean, I don't. You know, we'll see. I don't.
Miguel Torres, who was a champ for years, got fired from the UFC for a tweet.
Miguel Torres made a fraction of a
I
fraction
agree,
of a
I agree,
fraction
but
of a
should
money.
that matter?
It for a business, 100%. I'm not saying this is right. I'm just saying business and
But
how
I'm saying
fucking.
for a professional.
I don't think they're
sports.
that. I don't think they care that much right now. If this happened 5 years from now, completely different. But I think they're still in a place where they can get a fuck. I mean, listen. NFL gets away with rapists and dog people and like there's a lot of crazy shit.
Came down on them super hard too.
Yeah, but they're still working. They're still working. You know, they didn't. The UFC is a different business than that. Like NFL, it's just I wouldn't be surprised.
Fighting, he went to jail.
I understand that, but that would be if John Jones goes to jail, then yes, he's out of the fight. But that's up to the law.
It doesn't mean that the trial will be before the fight.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying
And
that
his
would
next
keep him
hearing
from
might
fighting.
not even be before the fight.
Yeah.
So he's going to be open until the fight. As the UFC, you can't let him fight. 100% have to say, and I don't even know if stripping his title, but I say you don't get to fight until after your court date.
Yeah,
That's 100%. And
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson can wait until
Yeah.
after that court date. And if
Yeah.
he's found innocent somehow or there's a loophole, then the fight can be back on. But you can't let him fight.
I agree with you. From my perspective, I agree. But playing devil's advocate, and I would not be surprised if they let him fight. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be either because of their past record with him.
Yeah, and if they did let him fight, fucked up, whatever. But I completely understand why a business would want to maintain somebody that's gonna sell, or maybe they knew the shit. Maybe that's why they didn't even bother promoting, the Conor McGregor thing. They're like, well, John Jones is pretty self-destructive nowadays, so this fight may not happen. So maybe John Jones, maybe that's why he's acting up. Maybe he doesn't want to fight. Maybe deep down he is scared that he's going to lose. Who knows mentally what he's up to. But I wouldn't be surprised if the fight goes on. As a fan, I want to see that fight. I wouldn't want to wait for it, but I will if I want to see that fight. So we'll see. It's this could be, by the time we're done recording, we could know what the actual decision.
I checked
is.
on things at our break, and there's
nothing.
no new news.
I'm sure if anything, it'll be first thing tomorrow. For news, the news cycle. Most people read news in the morning, so if anything, there'll be a press conference tomorrow, I would imagine.
I thought it was hilarious, though, that when he was walking out of jail after he had been taken into custody, because he posted bond, his lawyer, everyone's,
$2,500.
trying to ask him questions, John, and his lawyer stops, and he's like, John's not going to answer any questions. He just really wants to focus on his upcoming fight.
Yeah.
Because that's what's really important to him. And really, if you're the lawyer, how about
shutting the fuck up if that's what you're
how
going
about
to say?
shut the fuck up and not say something? Because he did. This isn't like
our priority is this fight thing that he's got going on, not the fact that he broke
not the
law
pregnant woman with the broken arm and wrist.
Which I think I mean, I understand. I read an article. I think it was the MMA Junkie, and it was like very heavy on the pregnant woman.
Oh, he knew she was pregnant, regardless, even if she wasn't pregnant.
For sure.
He still broke a fucking lady's arm.
But they didn't know that until she went to the hospital after being observed or whatever. She got tested. Then they found out. So it's probably not a severe break.
No.
So I'm just saying it's not. It's like because the only reason she went to from what I read was for a precautionary measure. She went to the hospital, and there they found out that her arm was also broken. So it's not like her arm was dangling.
But if you would see the way the front of his truck looked.
But cars look like shit when they get. I'm just saying.
No, they don't.
I'm just saying there's.
Dude, I fucking ran through a telephone pole and 2 trees. My truck did not look like that.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Through them. Yeah. I went through. It's like hitting a tree and the tree exploded.
Yeah, but they make trees out of everything's balsa wood out there, so it's
telephone poles are not balsa wood.
They're balsa wood in Ohio, man. That's why
they're pine, but
you can just kind of just blow through them because balsa wood's like nature's styrofoam.
Pine is a soft wood, but it's still it exploded
for sure. Yeah,
and I know because I bought the new one that stands there today.
Well, it's probably a lot better wood. They have it like pressure treated. It's like this one's gonna fucking kill somebody. You got the old one, bro.
I think I should be legally allowed to carve my name in it.
You should, for sure. Yeah.
I bought it.
At least like a sticker. Put an ID Inspired Disorder sticker on there.
Inspired Disorder. Bam.
I'll do a special red one. Just, as a warning for people.
Look out for this tree.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not looking for a co-host right now, so pick another one.
And like especially someone like me, like I'm not mistakes. I've made a shitload.
Yeah. He's 27 too, by the way. He's 27.
I'm not judging him on this. I'm just judging.
I feel bad.
He's so dickish, and I didn't like his dickishness before.
Yeah.
And then he keeps doing really stupid dickish things on the way.
He's acting like a newly rich athlete who is at the top of his game.
Bullshit. That's fucking. Plenty of dudes can get into a little bit of trouble. This dude has been on a nonstop once a year. I'm gonna find a way to get in trouble. Fucking train.
He is consistent. Who knows, man? Maybe that's just how
they came down super hard on that Jameis Winston, the Florida State quarterback that won the Heisman the year before because he got caught stealing crab legs or this and that, and everyone's like, he's a fucking 18 or 19-year-old or 20-year-old, whatever, 20.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should know better and this and that. And it's like, this fucking dude's been, like you said, that video was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
He's had 4 years of being the fucking champ that he could have fucking maybe chilled out. Like, okay, maybe the first year you're a dick and you get into a lot of trouble. But if you just got busted before your very last fight for fucking cocaine in your system, then you made a big deal about I went to rehab, then only stayed there for a day.
Yeah.
Maybe chill out on fucking transporting drugs and blowing through red lights and then running away like a dick.
Yeah. I just want to know. There's just so many holes in everything.
I hope that girl sues him for fucking.
She's gonna be fine.
$100 million. He doesn't even have $100 million. I hope she takes his new house. I hope that.
Listen, I don't want
the broken arms living in John Jones's new house that he's been Instagramming.
Listen, I don't think anybody deserves. She doesn't deserve that. She'll get paid.
She doesn't. But I want her to have it.
I understand you want her to have it, but
all of it.
She doesn't deserve. Like
she should get his cats.
If her baby dies,
if she wants his baby, she should be able to have it.
Yeah. No. Why no? I mean, maybe she might get it anyway. They live in the same city. Maybe that's the out of court settlement. He's like, I'll throw some dick, and then we'll just.
No, I'm not talking about wanting a kid from him. I'm talking about taking one of his.
Oh, Yeah, but you're just like, you're passionately hating against John
No,
Jones.
no.
Because if this happened to
is
anybody else, you wouldn't be like,
This is
that guy's life should be destroyed forever and his kids should be enslaved by this woman.
And I hope he gets raped by Mandingo.
Yeah, but he might like it. You don't know. Maybe that's what he's hiding. Maybe he's like secretly into Brazilian men. That's what he was in
Even
Brazil
if he
for.
likes it, I don't think he'll like that much of it.
Maybe you don't know that.
Oh, is he a size queen?
He's not you. I'm just saying he's not you. Some people like big. I'm not me either. I'm just saying there's people out there. John Jones might be one of them.
Speaking from experience on.
Oh fuck no, bro. I mean, I've tried to put a finger up. I mean, I put a finger up there. You know, I heard it's a good technique for Listen to us, Keith. We go straight from MMA to masturbation. Just like that. Just like that. That's
I know how you threw out the "we" before.
We do.
You were the only one that really turned that into a masturbation.
Yeah, you're sitting right there. You're sitting right there. You're here.
Right,
You're here with
right
me.
there, 3,000 miles away.
I'm
Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
I'm announcing where I just took us is that right from, you know, anal penetration
Everybody
of John
stuck
Jones.
a finger in their butt, man. It's not making you any
Not
more
everybody.
different than
I'm different than some people, bro.
Dude,
And I might be different, way different than John Jones.
Finger up their butt.
Maybe John Jones likes a bigger finger. Maybe an unnaturally sized finger that's more the size of horse cock. Maybe.
But
I feel bad,
I guess,
bro. I feel bad.
Just fucking around, honestly. But
No, I really stuck a finger up my asshole before while jerking off a few times.
no,
Usually.
I was totally serious about that.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
saying
okay.
about John Jones.
Yeah.
Shit, but what do you think will really happen?
I
What is
seriously
your estimation of what? Let's both
for like
Forget-
100%. What do I? If we're predicting
Yes.
future, we
on
are
what the UFC
Yeah.
does. Like
reality, not what we think's gonna happen. Because I think it's very. I'm very on the fence of what I seriously would not be surprised if after we do this, fight's still on. However, even if that does happen, wouldn't be surprised if John Jones fucks it up. There's still time. They're not fighting tomorrow.
well, if he was smoking that weed, those metabolites probably will still be in his system.
They'll be gone by then. It's over a month ago, or from now. Slightly over a month. It would be very close. Maybe this is his last hurrah. Maybe that was his last hurrah. He's like, okay, going clean now. Can't even smoke weed, so it's got to be a month out, a little bit of a month out. It's like, I'm good, guys. See ya. And it's just like, on his way out, his fucking Periscope app that he installed was like, still had the update. So he's getting like all these updates, and he's like, fuck, trying to turn it, and then runs into a chick. He's like, no, I'm just trying to get to my workout. I'm so passionate about this fight. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to run to my workout. I mean, that's a possibility. It's not on the
But
the
what do you think
possibilities
will
that we
happen
had.
to him?
I wish I knew more details, because maybe that might inform. I mean,
By him
I
running
really
away,
wouldn't be
he'll never
surprised.
tell any other details. So we're not going to get anything else besides what we've already found out. He hit
Maybe,
a
or
girl
they're just not releasing details. Who knows?
I don't
know.
if you run away and stay hidden for 2 days.
Maybe he was with his side piece, and they're like, okay, we'll keep this a little bit of quiet, John, because we know
And
you're a
do
star.
a lot of meth,
Yeah.
and then
Fuck, man. I think since the UFC's kind of like, I haven't seen any kind of UFC comment really about this whole
they've only
thing.
made the one, but it's
Yeah.
that blanket fucking.
We'll see what's going on kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and I think probably depending on what they think the case, if they're all meeting right now, they'll be like, okay, what's the case like? What does this seem like we're going to do? I could see if on John Jones, if he thinks he's just going to be able to get away with it and legally, whatever, who knows what the story is. If he thinks legally it's not going to be an issue, then I think they go ahead with the fight. I think if there is any chance of a legal issue where this could fuck up the card further, I think the UFC will know that they have to start promoting something new to fill this in, because they don't want to waste any time.
Weidman Belfort's on that same card.
Yeah, but it's like shit
It's
happens.
an easy move right into
yeah. But it's, they just came off of this last card that was super disappointing.
Cowboy and Khabib.
For sure, man, it's a great card. But it's not as like you're missing a big chunk of that card not having John Jones
agree.
versus.
I agree.
So I think that could be the deciding. If I had to guess, that would be the deciding factor. So I don't know what the law or where it's at.
This is not guesstimate. This is guess.
I'm gonna guess. If I had to put money on it, I'm gonna guess fight goes on. It's an underdog decision.
Fight goes on. What is that? Your only guess? Are you saying he gets in any legal trouble?
I'm sure there's going to be. I'm saying the fight's going to go on.
It's a felony.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, but he's being charged with the felony. Who knows, dude? I don't know if you've seen the Jinx, but lawyers can get people off of murdering and chopping somebody up into small pieces. Okay, so money can get you out of certain situations. Maybe they find some loophole. They settle out of court. Wouldn't be surprising. Who knows what's going to happen?
Some other 6'4" black guy stole my rental car.
No, but it's like they're like, okay, we could go to court, and he could drain. I mean, unless she can, they could just settle out of court. He'd be like, listen, you're probably going to get this much anyway. Save you the time and the money. Let me cut you a check, okay? Unless there was some really crazy shit going on.
Even
it's
if
only
you
a felony because his arm's broken.
That's a civil lawsuit that you can settle in. You can't just offer her money and the cops not decide.
She can drop the charges for sure. She could drop the charges.
No, she can't.
She can.
She's not pressing charges.
Offer her baby up as collateral.
She's not pressing charges. As someone who's been in legal trouble before, let me tell you.
I guess that's true.
Even if, all right, let's say
they could kill her.
Let's say that your girlfriend calls the cops.
They kill her, and if you don't have her as a witness, then
you've got the off-duty cop that fingered him there. You've got.
Listen, if a cop's going to be fingering off-duty, maybe that's an issue.
Rental agreements were in the car, and it's his rental car.
Yeah.
You've probably got his. If you wanted to go hardcore, you could just pull fingerprints if you wanted.
Yeah. Well, they could place him there. But what if there's somebody else? What if he wasn't driving?
Again, and no one fingered a second guy.
Yeah, but you see John Jones, you're like, maybe you're not a
John
fan.
Jones.
I don't know, man.
Hey,
I'm
look,
just
John
saying.
Jones. What's he running away from that wreck for?
There's a lot of fucking holes. The fact that he was driving by himself, 8 a.m. in the morning, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like fucking a huge champion that seems like he likes to throw money around and have idiots around him would be driving by himself in a state where he was partying potentially. Like, it just doesn't seem, unless he's going home.
Totally seems that.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
My guess.
I mean, legally, I technically don't give a shit. I'm curious to find out. But I'm more curious about if the fight's
I think that the UFC finally does take a stand on this one. After really, I mean, let's be honest.
Their biggest. Let's look at champions right now. Let's look at popular champions in the UFC.
I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying that financially, what the UFC stands to lose.
I get it
by making that decision.
I get it.
Okay,
but they're not going to cut him.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, they postpone the fight until his trial.
Well, wait.
Unless he pushes his trial way back, or they decide not to try him for some reason, then that'll go away. But I think that they don't take the chance of putting him up there right then. So the fight doesn't go on until he actually gets a trial. And depending on what happens there, because I think the Nevada State Athletic Commission's got some shit to say. Mm-hmm. I think that the UFC's been under, I actually looked up Dana White on Twitter, just Dana White, not his Twitter handle. Yeah. And I read through about 100 tweets, and I went all tweets, the most recent. And yeah, everyone's going to be opinionated, but this is just a nonstop shitstorm of, are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
you have to do something this time. Yeah. This dude is making a mockery out of all of MMA by just thinking he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Do I think they stripped the title? I don't know.
I
think that they wait until the trial, unless the trial's pushed out too far, or they do an interim.
They'll do an interim, yeah. If it's gonna be a long thing, they'll do an interim most likely. But I don't think they wouldn't.
I also don't. Let's say they do. Let's say he does go to prison. Let's say they strip the title or make the interim the actual title. When he gets to even come back, he doesn't get an immediate title shot.
Oh, for sure he does. I think so.
No, I'm saying this is.
All right.
This is my guess.
All right. This is a very elaborate prediction.
And I'm saying that he doesn't get an immediate title shot. He has to fight the #1 contender. Because you have to. If
he's found guilty, right? That's where you're going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But as a corporation this big, and if you want to put this many fighters under one banner, you have to actually make one fucking solid statement. And they've tried to skirt away from. He had all the chances you can get. I think that they have to, and I think that they'll actually get this one right. I think that they'll they'll wait until his trial, but they won't give him a title shot if they strip his title right away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm not even convinced that he'll be convicted.
Oh, no, he's rich.
I know. So it's like...
But if me or you had done that...
Oh, no, we're fucked. First off,
even if I'd have ran and got away...
Yeah.
They'd have been after me.
Although, if I did leave my stack of cash, because it probably would have meant a little bit more to me than John Jones, I may have run back for it. But then I
might have run back for my stack of cash, but you know what? I'd also had room in my pocket for that bowl and weed.
I mean, if you're bouncing out, fuck the weed.
Well,
I mean, if he thinks he's...
You just don't want to leave... At least grab the bowl. Paraphernalia gets you way more in trouble than fucking weed does.
Yeah, I don't know Albuquerque. But...
Well, that's Ohio rules.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Fuck it. Well, I'm curious to see what the fuck's going to happen. But I want to see that fucking fight. Because I think... I'm not surprised
if the fucking fight. That's not
John
the
Jones...
point.
I know, but I think this whole fucking thing is the fact that John Jones... Well, he's young, he's fucking stupid, but I think part of it is that he's scared. You know? I think he knows that if he gets touched by Anthony Johnson, that he's going to be...
I don't think he's fucking partying because he's scared. I just think he's partying because he's got a fucking...
No, but you people fucking do stupid shit when they're trying to self-destruct. They're not maybe doing it like, I'm planning this out, self-destruct day, but they're like, you know, people allow themselves to fucking fail all the time. Like, oh, I didn't make it because I got fucked up partying too much. It's like, yeah, well, you decided to fucking party, and you knew on some level that it was causing you to fucking not perform or clearly not be a world champion. You know, when you get caught hit and run. I don't know, man. I want to see those pictures though. Just the length of time where everything was like, it was all so drawn out. Before it was like, oh, we don't know, we're not going to issue a warrant. We didn't know her arm was broken right away.
Here's like, all this my favorite part is, who the fuck gets to just run away from an accident? And they're like, we don't know if we're gonna, like, we know it was him pretty much. But,
well, that's the thing. It's witnesses. Witnesses are fucking stupid too.
Yeah, except for the guy who was like, hey, that's John Jones. Like, again, if I was in that intersection. Yeah, eyewitness testimony sucks when they don't actually know the person. Yeah. But when you're a famous person,
but then you don't see that other guy running away because you're like, oh shit, I just saw John Jones run away after an accident.
Out of the driver's seat. Hey. And then run back to the driver's seat.
But people fuck up those small details, like what door they came out of.
I guarantee you.
You can't guarantee shit. Shut the fuck up.
I fucking guarantee you. If you saw Robert De Niro,
I could be wrong about which door.
Fucking run out of the passenger seat. You wouldn't get that wrong. Of like, no, maybe it was the passenger seat. I was wrong about what
fucking podcast the whole KillTony thing ended on. You can be wrong about shit, Keith.
No.
Yeah.
You can be wrong about shit.
You can't be wrong, but other normal people who live in reality and see crazy shit can be kind of wrong. But
not if you see a super famous person run out of a car.
I've never seen it, so I can't tell you. But I've seen crazy shit. I've seen mediocre shit that I get wrong. in memory. You know, I'll see video of stuff and be like, that's not how I remember it at all. You know, that shit happens all the time. People are fucking stupid in their heads. Whoa. But, yeah, John Jones, we'll see. See what happens.
I hope he gets fucked in
I know
the
you
ass.
do. Keith wants him to get penetrated. So the other fights were good. It was fun. Michael Bisping beat CB Dollaway, which I was happy about. Quentin Jackson won. It was fun to watch Quentin fight through some kicks.
Yeah, I already did a good job.
DJ won, and it was
The very last second of the very last round.
minute 4:59 of the last round armbar. It was like, I mean, everybody knew he was gonna win. He was pretty dominant in the fight.
Fighting, you know, that Japanese guy.
Yeah. It wasn't like whatever.
Like
I was
when I heard
excited.
about it, I'm like, Hora who? What?
Yeah.
What?
I was excited for the other fights to happen. It was a good card. It was an exciting card. And that fight wasn't bad, but it was pretty one-sided. Although some of the fights were pretty one-sided. So we got Miocic Hunt May 10th, and then May 16th is Edgar Faber. That's a fight night. That seems like it should be, I guess, a fight night. And then maybe Jones Johnson, 23rd of May. Potentially not.
It's my birthday weekend.
Well, you don't want to see John Jones and Johnson fight, according to your predictions. You don't think it's going to happen?
I already said I want to see the fight, but I also want to see the UFC actually take responsibility
But it's
for their fucking fighters.
But at the same time, I've been an employee at a place, and what I do outside of work, like as long as it doesn't affect, I mean, publicity-wise, it affects them. You know? I don't know.
People get fired for fucking posting weird shit on Facebook from their jobs. This dude went out and broke a lady's arm with his car.
Yeah, but that's because they do shit at work. Like outside of work, you know, people do shit.
Not like that.
That's
Criminal activities.
Why not, man? Let's do some crimes, bro. Maybe
I've
we'll
already
have some.
done.
That's true. I don't want to do crimes.
There's a whole lot of crimes I can't even talk about because I'm not sure what fucking statute of limitations is.
Yeah, I don't either. But I don't have that many crimes either.
Ah, you
swear.
puss. It's cool.
Yeah. Just some B&Es, bro.
Still haven't even fucking taken any
B&Es.
psychedelics.
No, not yet. Things are gonna
I can't
change.
I can't fathom that, especially after all this time of listening
All this time. I don't have them readily
to
available.
all the bullshit. Like you can't find some mushrooms somewhere.
Oh no, I could. That's for sure. I could. I don't know, man. It's just like, what am I gonna do? Just sit in my? I've never done it before. Am I gonna just sit in my condo by myself and do them?
Yes.
All right. I'll do that.
Because I don't want your first time. Because if we move in together, it's gonna happen, and I don't want to
know.
have to babysit you your first time. I want you to
Come on,
kind of
man.
ease your way in. You gotta learn how to. First time I ever did acid, I did it. I was the only one at the party who took acid.
Yeah, but you're like, you don't always make good decisions.
Oh, it's a horrible decision.
Yeah, so I'm
but
like,
guess what?
Trying
Guess
to learn
what?
from your mistakes.
It helped me.
Maybe.
It helped.
Maybe.
It made me a better person.
Maybe. Well, maybe all this stuff is going to make John Jones a better person. I don't think so. Probably make him a worse person.
Gotta get butt fucked.
He needs acid. I'm not looking to do acid. Although I'm sure it's
Why
not?
not?
Because I don't know. I don't trust chemists nowadays. I'll trust
Yeah,
a
I
mushroom.
get that, but
I'll trust a plant. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'll get there, Keith.
Here's the thing on acid. Like
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, I'm scared because." All right, I've eaten bad acid.
Yeah.
I've eaten fake acid. I've eaten really good acid.
Yeah.
One time I ate bad acid and I got a really bad stomach ache. That's about it.
Yeah, but it's like, who knows
It
how
didn't
bad
make me go
of bad
crazy.
acid.
Didn't.
No, I'm not worried about going crazy. Just I don't want to like accidentally take speed or some shit like that. I want to do like, I don't know how, you know.
I've taken speed too. It's not that
Yeah, but
impressive.
you know, whatever. You're more adventurous with that shit.
I was. I don't
Yeah.
do any of that shit anymore.
Well, I
but
don't
as,
do any
as
of that
a
shit
kid,
anymore either.
As a kid, I'd pretty much fucking. The only thing I ever turned down in my life was heroin.
I've taken the pill version of heroin.
On Oxy?
Actually, I don't know if I've done Oxy. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've done Vicodins before, which is like super.
That's not pill
nothing.
heroin.
No. It's an opiate, though.
Vicodin almost seems like it's like a pill
really
version
do
of
much.
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah, a lot of people consider it that. Like a lot of Coke heads I know love Vicodin.
I don't know. I didn't.
Definitely not as down as the other ones.
No, just made feeling less. If you felt really
You get
comfortable.
itchy if you take too much, and then
Yeah, I think I've heard that. I know people. There's a lot of people that take pills. A lot of people that take pills.
yeah, that
And
seems to be a
could
huge
have
problem
easily
here.
been that person taking pills. Let's wrap this shit up, man.
I used to have fun with pills, but yeah, never got abusing them.
No, I mean yeah. All right. So speaking about pills and drugs and weed and all of those things,
Don't lump pills and drugs and then
just
say
saying.
weed.
I'm just saying there's a better alternative. There's better things out there. There's healthier things that come from the ground that are good for you. That do good things.
But you said weed in the pills and drugs and weed.
No, I'm just saying, a lot of people group those things together as the quote-unquote
shouldn't.
drugs. I know you shouldn't. 100% you shouldn't.
Well, then we shouldn't do that.
I was
think
just-
we're perpetuating a stereotype.
No, I was
that we
tailing
should.
off of the whole, that discussion kind of just settling down into some, like, more organic shit,
And you should have said there's, pills and drugs.
There's pills and drugs that are bad.
And then there's weed, and let's talk about that.
Let's talk about medicines.
with the sponsors of
Flower.
the show.
It's really a flower that you're smoking, not leaves, people. You could be stupid and say they're leaves. You could accidentally say that on a podcast live, but you're wrong. It's a flower. If you're a fan of those flowers, or maybe on the fence, or maybe if you're super against smoking weed, I don't know how you got this far into the show. Probably your first time. Maybe you fell asleep. You're like, oh, they're going to talk about John Jones the Christian. And then you woke up at the very end. And you're like, what? Why are these dudes talking about? They were in line with me about him going to jail and paying the consequences for being a bad Christian. It's not what we're talking about, people. We're talking about
a bad Christian.
We're talking about Rob G TV, people. That's where you can buy the Union and the Culture High t-shirts. 2 amazing documentaries, 2 comfortable ass t-shirts, and you can save an extra 20% on those shirts by using coupon code RAY, R-A-Y, when you check out.
How much of a percent again, Ray?
20%.
20?
Yeah.
20 whole. I mean, Jesus, that's a lot of percent.
That is. Jesus knows it. Allah knows it. Muhammad, Buddha, they all know. 20% is a hunk of a percentage.
Yeah, but does Thor know that?
I mean, I think he will. By the time we release it, I think he just listens to the podcast. That's how he gets his news from Earth.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Thor, what's up, bro? Use coupon code Ray. I don't know if you've gotten the shirts yet, Mr. Thor, man.
Why isn't the coupon code Keith?
I didn't choose. If I had a choice, it would have been inspired.
You know, I don't want to.
You can make deals if you want.
You cutting my name out of the intro.
Yeah.
But my name should be in front of yours. But I
unintentional.
kind of feel like all these coupon codes are
not
Ray all. Or Ray Taylor.
No, there is no Ray Taylor. No, you're already making up things.
Taylor.
Nothing is Taylor. Nothing is Taylor.
Gay.
I mean,
Gay Taylor.
There's some down low shit announcements that might be, get some discounts.
Gay Taylor.
Some discounts, some gay discounts, some happy discounts with it's just weird. No, we're not going to promote that right now. We're not promoting that right now.
Coupon codes are Keith.
Fucked up, man. Keith, I mean, come on, man. Maybe if you
remember when I had my own podcast and then you just quit doing that. That was awesome.
No, I was like, wait, when did you ever have a fucking podcast? Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming back, bro. Okay, your vacations to your bunker, kind of negated any extra after shows. I'm down, bro. I'm down right now. We can do an after show right now, bitch. But I got to get through this goddamn ad because people got to go to robgtv.com and use coupon code
They
Ray.
know to type in Ray.
Yeah, but they can save 20%. Okay, people know that. So we'll move on. the next thing that everybody knows where it goes for new podcasts, to discover new shit, inspireddisordercollective.com.
I thought it was going to be your mom's house.
No.
And not the podcast, but your actual mother.
No. Don't go there. You won't discover anything good. But if you do want to go check out new podcasts, inspireddisordercollective.com, and you can check out our buddy, the Cassius Morris Show. Cassius Morris, formerly That Reporter Kid. He runs the sound at a comedy club now. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And I think he does a live show, where he interviews people at the comedy club too. But go check him out. He's the podcasting wonder kid. Cassius Morris, iTunes, Stitcher, CassiusMorris.com, at Cassius Morris on Twitter. All the links are at inspireddisordercollective.com. And then go check out, if you are a YouTube watcher of this podcast, go check out clips of the show, the playlist, IDP clips on YouTube. Check it out. Then follow Keith at Keith Spurlock 1 and at Ray Taylor.
Google me, bitch.
Google Keith, bitch. That's how we all just kind of let it
That's my drop mic statement.
wash away. Just let it wash away.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Inspired Disorder podcast. Embedded signals within this podcast have reprogrammed your natural thinking patterns. Side effects may include lack of inhibitions, erectile dysfunction, anal leakage, transcendental communication with beings from 4 of the 7 primary dimensions. In the event of a tear in space-time, please keep your hands down and feet together. Any loss of life or limbs due to interdimensional travel is not the responsibility of this podcast.